Everybody awake?
Really?
All right, let's do it.
Greetings. Welcome to episode 57. This is container 21, part 1. I'm not sure what this container holds, so I don't know if we're going to need more than one part to get through it. Container 20, we only needed one part to get through that because it was all systems. So let's take a look inside of here and see how far we can get, and hopefully we'll find some cool shit. Lid off to the side. To start off, we have Saban's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Complete in the box. We've seen this game several times, so this is nothing shockingly new. But it's what the container holds, and I don't know what's in them, so I can't be held accountable for repeats. FIFA International Soccer by EA Sports. This game looks familiar. One player. I think I've shown this game before. This is complete in the box. Lightning fast gameplay, incredible player animations, and full tournament mode make FIFA International Soccer the best sports game ever to hit the road. Buy now. Okay, we have a piece of history. We have the old Funko Land newspaper that when you'd go into the store, these would be readily available, and you could look up your system and then look up the game and see what the going price was at that time. And then Funko would base their prices on that. This is October, November. I don't see a year, but there are many store listings. As we know, Funko Land is no longer. Let me see if they even have Game Gear. That other lots of the other company. Sega Genesis. Sega Saturn. All they have are, here we go, Game Gear. To buy a system was $27.99. They had Game Gear accessories. And let's take a look to see. I'll just grab one. RC Grand Prix, $11.99. And they don't have Mega Man on here. They don't have Power Drive on here. They don't have Championship Hockey or Wizard Pinball or Tarzan. Let's see if we can find the most expensive game. $17.99. F-15 Strike Eagle. That was $19.99. Ooh, Solitaire Fun Pack. $21.99. And looking. I'm wrong. Mega Man Best of. $24.99. I overlooked it the first time. I apologize. And Super Return of the Jedi, $23.99. So that's a piece of history for those who've been collecting for a long time or were into video games. Funko Land. I held on to one of them. This is a list that I typed up of Sega Game Gear games that I would check off as I went and put a price of what the game was going for. So like my own checklist, which I would like to update. I'd like to make a new one with all games, but that would be very time consuming. Let's see. These are just envelopes that I kept from stuff that people sent me. we have Mortal Kombat. It's got a slight tear right there. May be complete in the box by Arena, 1 or 2 players. But it has that blemish on the box, which sucks. Maybe a price tag was there, or someone was too enthusiastic of removing the cellophane and ripped the box. Who knows? All of this is a mystery because these games are old. MLBPA Baseball, Major League Baseball Players, EA Sports. And there is a little sticker for $17.99. Complete in the box. Crush 1 out of the yard. Features 4 awesome play modes, exhibition, 162 game season, playoffs, or championship. That's quite a lot. If you like baseball and you're smart and like Game Gear, then you would enjoy that game. Hopefully. This is a European game. And I'm going to destroy the bubble envelope that it's in because the tape is stuck just that hard. This is Sensible Soccer, European Champions. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different languages. So they can make this game and sell it in many, many different areas. And appeal to many, many audiences. It's a one-player game classified as a sports game. But you probably understood that without me saying it. Sony ImageSoft. Okay. Sega Game Gear has a Master Converter adapter which allows you to play Master System games on the Game Gear.
For years, people have said that the Sega Game Gear is nothing more than a portable Sega Master System, but you could never play your Sega Master System games on the Game Gear until now, or at least until whenever this thing was made. The Sega Gear Master, which I've also seen online as the Master Gear. I'm not sure who makes it, but it works. And it works as well as the screen on your Sega Game Gear works, which is to say, well, it works.
So at some point, I decided that I wanted to get some Master System games to test out the converter and to play some games. So we have Parlor Games. And I probably tested a few, not all. A kid in my neighborhood had a Sega Master System, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever, the graphics, the gameplay. But at the time, I was raised without a lot of money. My parents never spoiled me, so I had to rely on the game systems that other kids in my neighborhood had in order to play games. One game that kid had was Rocky. And I just thought this was an awesome fighting game, boxing game. Much different than by today's standards, but this is when I got the converter for the Game Gear. I was like, I have to get Rocky. I remember playing Rocky, and I thought it was awesome. We have Great Baseball. I don't recall why I would have bought that. I don't think the kid in my neighborhood had any sports games. But I might have bought these as a lot. So to get a few choice games, I just said, fuck it, I'll buy the whole lot and have a variety of games. Great Golf. And I know this is a purely Sega Game Gear focused channel, but these games were purchased to be played on the Game Gear. I have no idea if any of these are rare, or I highly doubt it, but I don't know Sega. I don't know the value of these games. We have Reggie Jackson Baseball. I probably got the sports games just out of curiosity to see how they played compared to Game Gear games for like baseball or whatever. And the converter is just a badass accessory for the Sega Game Gear. I recommend it. We have Great Basketball. In fact, I just recently acquired in the last month or two a boxed bootleg copy of this game for Sega Game Gear, which I showed on this channel. So someone took this and put it into a Game Gear cartridge, made a box for it, and a manual, and I was like, oh, I must have it. Great Baseball. Is that 2 Great Baseballs? Yeah, I got 2 of that game. Again, probably bought a lot that was cheap. So the games that came with it, with the auctions, were probably just very, very common games. Choplifter. I remember playing Choplifter in the arcade. And I enjoyed playing the games, so I was like, hey, I can play Choplifter. The price on the back of this box is $54.99. That's amazing. That must have been very expensive back in the day. And why the hell I own 3 copies of Great Baseball is beyond me. Different auctions, different times, but a small collection of Sega Master System games to be used with the converter for the Game Gear. So if you had the whole Master System library, you could play it on the Game Gear, which is just outstanding, because then that just multiplies the titles available to be played on the Game Gear by a fuck ton. And I was sticking with the great football. Looks like I bought a lot of sports games. Don't know why, but I did. And I bought these without the intention of ever buying an actual Master System to play these games. This was purely for the converter for the Game Gear. Alright, we have an envelope from 2014. This is from London, and it is the European version of Putt and Putter. I don't think I've shown this game before in the European box. 1 or 2 players, classified as a sports game. Miniature golf at its finest. This is Olympic Gold, Barcelona, 92, U.S. Gold, official licensee. Limited edition pack, free souvenir booklet. Coca-Cola being a sponsor, 1 to 4 players, sports game. I don't think this was ever in the arcade. There was track and field in the arcade that I remember playing, but I don't remember Olympic Gold being a game in the arcade. Not that I'm an arcade game playing expert, but growing up, we used to go to the arcade. That was like a social thing that we did. I'd go with my older brothers, and we went to different arcades just for different experiences, different groups, different games, different skee-ball prizes. Here we have the European release, Electronic Arts and U.S. Gold present Road Rash. So how about that? Beat the crap out of each other while driving motorcycles. And it's in many languages on the back. 2 players, classified as an action game. Oh, this box feels suspiciously light. And it is. It's just the game and the game box. No plastic insert tray or cardboard tray for the game to sit in. And also no instruction manual. So this will be put off to the side. And I will have to determine if I have in my collection a manual and interior tray for this particular game. But the back of the box is ripped. So there is no urgency to get that game completed. If I have the manual, have an inner tray spare, fine, I'll put it all together. But when the box is in that condition, I tend to make a pile of boxes that are just beyond repair. They tend to kind of go over here. We have the excellent Dizzy Collection. And it is by Codemasters. 3 games on 1 cartridge. Dizzy the Adventure, Panic Dizzy, Go Dizzy Go. And it is unpunched, so it was never put on a peg to hang up, which is kind of cool. It has a price tag on there, but I can get that off like an expert to clean it up to make it look perfect. And the box is in relatively good shape. I don't know how many of this game I have. This might be my only one. I don't recall buying or acquiring multiple copies of this particular game. And is this packing slip? I paid £10.55, almost 11 pounds, 13.55 pounds for this game. And the date is October 16th, 2003. So that's a ways back. I think that game has some value now. It's not a common game that I see pop up. We have Superman with the Sega Classic sticker across the front. I remember discovering that this game existed by accident. I don't know what I was searching for, but I found a loose copy of the game, and I'm like, oh my god, Superman, the Man of Steel? They make that for Game Gear? So then I had to track down the complete in-box version. 1 player only, considered an action game. Never played it. Video game gift. This is October 22nd, 2004. And this appears to be... Yes. This is Mortal Kombat 3, but this is a counterfeit. It's sealed, but the box is counterfeit. You can tell by how blurry the narrative on the back of the box is. And the pictures are very pixelized. And some of the age restrictions and things like that are really dark. So I bought this thinking that I was getting a brand new sealed copy of Mortal Kombat 3, probably for what I thought was a good price. And then when I got it and I was checking it out, I'm like, why is this so blurry on the back? And then I was like, oh, it's a scan. Someone took an original box, scanned it, went through the trouble of making their own box. I've never opened it to see if the game is counterfeit or if they did the same thing with the manual. I just kind of took this as a life lesson that sometimes things that appear too good to be true are. And I did not send it back or file a complaint because it was my own fault. When I look back at the auction, I remember looking back at the auction and they showed pictures of the back of the box, and if I would have looked more closely, I would have seen that it is a scan. It's a counterfeit. And there are many counterfeit games out there. But I bought this long into my years of collecting. Early years of collecting, you didn't run into counterfeit games. Nowadays, you can go on Etsy and buy reproduction boxes for a lot of hard-to-find games. So you have to be really careful today in regard to what you're buying. Here are some loose Master System games that, if memory is serving me correctly tonight, these were acquired at thrift stores. So I'll just say there's R-Type, there is Rastan, Wonder Boy, Dead Angle, and Hang On / Astro Warrior. So I think I found those at a thrift store. A bag, a Japanese shopping bag that a game must have come in that I thought was cool. The now extinct Toys R Us bag that I just folded and saved twice. 3 times. 4 times. How about a 5th time? And then this is a bag that's just in Chinese. Let's see, here's a bubble envelope. Nothing inside. Here's a bubble envelope. Oh, I remember this. It's a t-shirt from Pirate TV. They put out games that had the Pirate TV logo on there, and they put out, I think, 2 versions of European systems with the Pirate TV logo on there. And I guess this was either a mail away or buy something, get it free, or straight up buy it off, mail away for it and pay for it straight up. But this is an authentic shirt for Pirate TV, which to me is pretty cool. Let's take a look at this. This is an envelope. Master System game list. Collector's Guide to the Sega Master System. Again, somebody homemade, somebody made. Lists each game and describes it. And then the top few sheets are the game list and then the approximate values. I had never, at no point did I decide or want to collect Master System games, so I'm really surprised that I bought this or acquired that. However, I got it, I got my hands on it. This is RoboCop 3 advertisements. That looks like it came out of maybe a comic book or was just a flyer sent out to video game stores to advertise the game. But I have 2 of them, so I really don't know. Maybe I thought I would frame one of them. I don't know why I would do that, but I might have had that thought. Another, see again here. This came out of a magazine. Gear Up, a Game Gear advertisement. And then on the other side is related to the Howard Johnson featuring Sega. And you could, they put out 2 VHS tapes advertising that if you stayed at a Howard Johnson, you could rent a Game Gear system and games for your kids to play while they were there. And the videos from Howard Johnson, I know I have them. I don't know if I've come across those yet or not. The videos are terrible. They're just goofy, very, very dated, over the top, exaggerated narratives, and storyline is goofy and whatever. But yeah, Let me see what this is. Official Sega Genesis and Game Gear game strategies featuring Sonic and Knuckles. I know that I've shown this before. This is not my first copy of this. It cost $10.95 in the US. Sega Game Gear hot hits. Plenty of Sega the Hedgehog, plus the Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, I don't want to get into those. I'll show you one last thing for this container, because then the next part is kind of cool. Part 2 will be kind of cool. I used to go thrift store shopping a lot. Growing up without a lot of money, that's the only way to have gotten clothes. I was a skateboarder for almost 20 years. It was pretty good. So I would tear up clothes, shirts, and pants. So I just go to the thrift store, pick up clothes there, and then if I ruined them, it didn't matter. And then I would always keep an eye open for just cool random stuff. And one of the things I found and still have is a Funko employee shirt. Size large. So Funko Land, baby. There it is. If I had this back in the day, I could have walked into Funko Land and been like, I work here now. And they'd say, maybe, why are you taking all the Game Gear stuff? And I'm like, I'm doing inventory privately at my house. I need to take these. So I'll end Container 21 Part 1 now. And the next episode will be Container 21 Part 2 in 1 week. So I hope you're all feeling healthy. I hope your families are all very well. And please be well until I see you back in 1 week.